Hey, did you even try and clean the handrail? There's dust all over it. It's filthy.
Huh? Oh, are you one to actually notice things like that?
Of course I'd notice something as disgusting as dust and dirt all over the handrail. Sam, having a clean home is one of the foundations of having a good home life. Make sure you clean it right.
You're really gonna start complaining about the handrail like some mother-in-law? What's wrong, Rick? Something happened? You're kind of bringing this up out of nowhere.
Nothing about what I'm saying is wrong. The only reason that I haven't said anything up until now is that I've been trying to be understanding. But I can't hold back anymore. Why aren't you keeping the house clean like you should?
If you're that far bent out of shape about it, then why don't you do the cleaning? I mean, you've been the type of person that would throw down a pile of dirt in the middle of the hallway, then walk around it every time. You never clean up your own mess. You just wait for someone else to do it for you.
Oh, shut up. You're the housewife. Cleaning the house is your job, right? Why aren't you doing your job?
You're calling me a housewife? I work at a company as well. Why would you call me a housewife?
Because you're a woman. The woman is in charge of the house. You're the woman of the house, therefore you're the housewife. I'm always working later than you, and every time I come home I am exhausted from work. Why do I have to come home to a house that is some pigsty? My job keeps me out until late at night, so the least that you can do is pick up the housework.
So you're saying that the person who comes home later works harder. That's an interesting theory you have there, Rick. Well, I guess I'll give you that I was cutting some corners when I cleaned. So I do apologize for that.
Exactly. It's you who is wrong here. Why didn't you clean when you were supposed to? Oh, whatever, the point is, it's still dirty. Hurry up and start cleaning again. If you don't start doing things right, then I have no choice but to submit those divorce papers.
Again, you start going on about submitting divorce papers. If you're so angry and frustrated, then why don't you just submit them?
This isn't some type of joke. It's probably best for you to stop trying to act so tough. I mean, if I throw you out, then you have no real means of keeping yourself afloat, am I right? Rather than trying to make some snide comment or remark, maybe you should start listening to what I have to say.
Huh? But the way I see it, the person that would be the most in trouble if I left would be you.
What are you going on about? You could leave any time and I wouldn't have any trouble at all. Oh, I almost forgot. Next month's wedding anniversary. Make sure to properly prepare for it, yeah?
Prepare? What preparations are you talking about?
I'm talking about having a delicious meal, along with some delicious alcohol to go with it. I'm also talking about how you need to make reservations at the restaurant. If you do all of that perfectly, then I'll forgive you.
If the woman's job is to do all the cleaning and the housework, then it should be the man's job to do the planning for things, right? Making your wife do the prep for the wedding anniversary? I mean, at least let us do it together.
You can't even clean. As a housewife, you're pretty much useless. I can't think of a single person that would want you to be their wife. The least that you can do is actually make the reservations. But really, why do you even wait for me to tell you? Hurry up and do it yourself.
Wow. Trying to complain about my lack of independence, all while telling me to do whatever you say or be kicked out. I mean, admit it. The only reason you're complaining is you like doing it. You're always just looking for something to complain about.
I'm telling you all of this for you. When you eventually get thrown out by me, all of this will only make you a better wife for the next guy. Though, honestly, I doubt there is going to be any guy that would want to take you if I did throw you out.
Well, I honestly don't think you have the right to say things like that to me.
The rights that you have are something that I decide. What you should be doing is just listening to what I have to say. I have the harder job. I have the more demanding work schedule. So just do your fair share and listen to me.
Well, to be honest with you, Rick, I can't help but feel a little sorry for you. having to protect that little amount of pride that you have left with all your heart. Honestly, it must be pretty exhausting. But I get it. Stress from working in a company where they don't listen to you must really be hard to handle.
Could you possibly understand about my stress? I doubt you've ever even felt even a tenth of the stress that I have to handle every day. Well, I'm gonna sleep. Make sure to properly clean the house while I sleep.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want, hon.
Oh, and make sure to do it quietly. I don't want you to be messing up my sleep schedule because you don't know how to clean without making a ton of noise. You got it?
Oh, please, just shut up. I get it already.
Sam, I've taken all the pictures that I think I'll need. Even if you end up needing to go to the court, with these, you'll have all the proof that you'll ever need.
Really? You got that much? Thank you so much, John. You've been a real help. Honestly, I know you've been busy, but I can't thank you enough.
Nah, don't worry about it. I mean, stuff like this, it's just my job, so it's really nothing.
Oh, I've still got to pay you. How much would be good?
Pay? You're my sister. You don't have to pay me anything. I really have no intention of taking money from my own family, so please don't worry about it.
I mean, that just isn't right. You're doing me a service, and you're a pro. It's only right that I pay you.
Then how about you think of this as a trial service? If you want me to do something like this again in the future, then I'll have you pay me properly then. That sound alright?
Really? Come on, you're being too nice. At least let me treat you to lunch or something. We could go to that one buffet that we've always been going to since we were kids. I mean, from here on out, there's going to be quite a bit going on. Let's at least do something fun before it all starts.
Yeah, alright then, I'm looking forward to it. But before that, I want to tell you something, but don't get too worked up about it, alright? The girl that Rick has been having an affair with, recently, he's even been bringing her to your place.
Wait, our place? You mean he's been bringing her to our apartment, where I'm living right now?
Exactly. Until recently, they've been staying at hotels and stuff like that. However, I've seen him bringing her to your apartment this last week.
Really? Wow. I really can't believe he'd go and do that.
Was there nothing out of the ordinary at the house? No evidence or anything like that?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really noticed anything like that.
Really? I wouldn't have imagined him to be the type to be careful with that type of thing.
Well, he was a little bit extra crazy with some of the cleaning lately, even going as far as being angry over some dust on the handrails. For someone who almost never notices things like that, I was surprised that he brought something like that up. It could have been a case of where the girl that he's having an affair with pointed out to him that it was dirty.
Whatever the case, this spells the end for him. If you would like, I can also refer you to a good divorce lawyer I know. He's a friend of mine, so I'm sure he'll give you a great price.
From the beginning to the end, you've been a great help, John. I really couldn't have hoped for a better brother.
Nah, seriously, don't even worry about it. I mean, there's been a little bit of a lull at work lately. I've actually been a bit bored. Tailing crooks and people like your husband is actually fun for me, so don't worry about it.
I don't think a detective should be saying that tailing crooks and people like that is fun. I'll just forget that I read that and thank you again for helping me out. If something comes up, I'll make sure to let you know.
Alright, I'll be sending you the photo evidence soon. Also, it's a little hard to ask, but why have you been together with this scumbag for 10 years?
Well, I guess that you can say that there were some circumstances that led to me staying longer than most would have. I mean, at first, he wasn't really someone that acted like this. He used to always be earnest and straight with me. Or so I thought. Maybe I was just fooling myself. But now at least I know the truth.
Well, I can see where you're coming from then. But since you're finally able to make a proper decision, I'm happy for you. If there's anything else that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thanks again, John. I'll make sure to do that. Again, I really can't thank you enough.
Hey, what's the meaning of this? Why are we having a wedding anniversary at some local steakhouse? We're not some high school couple celebrating our 2-month anniversary. This is our wedding anniversary.
You're angry. But Rick, you love steak. Why would you not be happy about this?
Steak is a meal that you can eat any day of the week. That's why I love it. But for some type of celebratory dinner, you're gonna have to do much better than that. If it ain't gonna be special, you might as well not do it at all.
But it's a nice steakhouse. I had to book a reservation 3 weeks early to even get a seat. It's even owned by a Michelin star chef. It's a really nice place.
Who cares what type of chef the owner is? Seriously, you're spouting off stuff like you're some high school girl trying to impress a date. Geez, you really just have no sense at all, do you?
You're complaining about this now, but you seem to be failing to remember a really big important detail. Remember a few years ago when I booked that fancy French restaurant? Do you remember what you said about the food? Why would I want to eat any of this fancy stuff? I'd much rather eat a nice steak dinner. I just thought that I would fulfill that wish for you, Rick.
I would never say something as childish as that. Why would I?
Nah, you really did, Rick.
No, I didn't say anything like that at all. Stop trying to make up stories and pass them off as if they were true. Even if I did say that, this is our 10-year wedding anniversary. There are different rules to this type of thing.
All right, fine. Then tell me, for a 10-year anniversary, what type of restaurant is the proper way to celebrate? Go ahead, teach me. Make it so that I fully understand exactly what you mean.
Gladly, you need a place that has a nice, great night view of the city. You need to be able to see the city lights while popping a glass of champagne. That's just the beginning. It needs to be romantic. It's all about the atmosphere.
If that's all it takes, then we're fine. This steakhouse has a beautiful view of the city lights. They even have champagne.
Oh, come on. What steakhouse has a good view of the city? You're bringing me to some strange place, aren't you? But really, you're being a lot more defiant than usual today. Why are you deciding to backtalk and make so many excuses? What's going on?
Really? I don't think I'm saying or doing anything different. I think I'm acting how I always do.
If you keep backtalking to me, I'll go ahead and submit those divorce papers. I'll make our 10-year wedding anniversary into our divorcery. Would you like that?
About that, I already went ahead and submitted the divorce papers.
What? What are you talking about?
Which is exactly why today is going to be our divorcery. Let's eat some steak and start drinking beer to our heart's content. I mean, nothing goes better with divorce than a nice fat steak, am I right?
I'm not really sure where you get that idea, but are you being serious? You said that you already submitted the divorce papers? Oh, that's just a lie, right?
No, it's not a lie. I mean, I knew from the start that you'd eventually just start threatening me by saying, I'll go ahead and submit the divorce papers. So I just took the initiative and submitted them beforehand. You're the one who was hoping I would start doing that more often, right? Show initiative.
Whoa, you can't be serious. You actually filed the papers? Why are you going around deciding and doing things without my permission? You shouldn't be doing anything without my okay.
Doing things without your permission? As if. I mean, you have divorce papers already signed and ready to be submitted. The only thing that I did was sign my name and filed them.
You're just doing things all on your own. You never had my permission to file those papers.
Do I really need to have your permission when it's something that you had already signed? So are you saying that everything up until now was just empty threats? You never really planned for a divorce. You were just threatening me to do what you want.
No, I mean, it's not like I was just making empty threats or anything like that.
Then everything is just going as planned. That also means that we can happily get divorced. Isn't that great?
But what are we going to do about the apartment? We live there together. We can't just easily get divorced.
Oh, don't worry about that. I mean, I already found a new place to stay. I already got the keys as well, so tonight I'm planning on staying there instead.
What? Well then what am I gonna do?
Like I would know. I mean, since we're divorced, your business is no longer any of mine. Why don't you just keep living in the apartment that we had together all on your own? Wouldn't that be best? I mean, you said it yourself. I could leave at any time, and it wouldn't cause you any trouble at all, right?
Why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
Oh, could it be that you can't handle paying the apartment all by yourself? Is that it? Not making enough money to cover all the bills? No, that couldn't possibly be it, right? I mean, you've said it many times over. I'm not needed, not a single bit.
How dare you start making fun of me, trying to twist my words just to benefit your own agenda? Fine, you're right, I don't need you. Getting all ahead of yourself, just do whatever you want then.
All right then, let's have a nice steak dinner and then say goodbye from there. I mean, there wouldn't be a problem with that then, right?
Not a problem with that, but that doesn't mean that I'm not in the mood to forgive you. You also understood my inner desire to want to eat a nice steak dinner, the cleaning as well. Not perfect, but you're improving. You're really doing some good work.
What's this all of a sudden? You all right there, Rick?
What I'm saying is that I have half a mind to forgive you. We'll stop the whole divorce. You said how you had a new place that you're gonna live, right? Then how about we start living there instead?
Well, at this point, I really don't think you understand the situation that you're in, Rick. What I'm saying is that I want a divorce. That's why I submitted the divorce papers. This has nothing to do with whether you are going to let it happen or not.
No, wait. You should really think it over one last time, really carefully. If you're not calm about making this decision, then you're just gonna regret what happens later.
No matter how you look at it, I am quite calm, Rick. If there is anything that I am regretting, it's getting married to you in the first place. I mean, it's not like we have any kids or anything. Why have I been taking all this abuse for so long? Honestly, I don't even really know.
Abuse? No, oh wait, that is not how it's been.
But really, I mean, it's all good, right? You already have your girlfriend, right? Why are you pushing so hard to stop the divorce anyway?
What? Girlfriend?
Rick, please. I know that you've been cheating on me for several months now. I've already seen all the signs. You've been constantly saying that you've been stuck at work, but in reality, you were just meeting with some girl the whole time, right? I mean, I already know everything. If you didn't want to get caught, then maybe you should have been a little more careful.
What proof do you have about any of the things that you're saying? You've got nothing.
Oh, if you want some of the evidence, I'll go ahead and send you some.
How do you have so much? Where did all of this come from?
Honestly, I think that you got a little too ahead of yourself because you thought I didn't find out. But I know about pretty much everything. I even know about how you've recently been bringing her over to our apartment. I mean, please, the handrail? That woman must have mentioned something to you for you to make such a fuss about it, right?
No, you've got this all wrong. This is just someone from work, nothing more.
Someone from work. Sure, I'll bite. What is she? Your boss?
She's like a new employee, still in training. She said that she wanted to know some of the places so that she can concentrate on her work. I wanted to help her out, which is why I've been chauffeuring her around, showing her places that she can start focusing more. I've also been helping her out with things that she isn't quite familiar with yet.
I see. So you've been bringing her to hotels and our apartments so that you can show her what it's like to work from home. It all makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I said, she's a coworker, nothing more.
All right, great. I completely understand the excuse you're trying to tell me. Make sure to bring that up in the divorce court hearing. I'm sure everyone would love to hear it. I mean, it's a solid reason, right? everyone will believe you are bringing a girl to hotels to teach her about working from home. Anyway, I've already hired a lawyer that is particularly skilled with divorce hearings. I really suggest you hire a lawyer as well. I mean, if things continue this way, I might be getting more than just half of the bank account.
Wait, you've already hired a lawyer? How is it that you've already gone and done so much?
My brother has been helping me. You remember him, right? The detective? He's really good at his job. Scary good, really.
You mean that gloomy brother of yours? You never said that he was a detective. I guess it really suits his personality, though.
I can see that you're not really trying to stop me much anymore. Even going as far as to insult my brother.
Well, I guess you could say that this is all going exactly how I was hoping that it would go. I mean, if this is how it's gonna play out, being together with Tracy doesn't sound too bad. I mean, even if you do take half of everything, there's still plenty enough to live off of anyway.
You'll really be okay with half? Are you sure? I mean, you're gonna be fired soon, right? So when I was asking my brother to investigate your little affair, he found out some interesting facts. Like how you and her were using company cards and money to pay for meals in hotels. You really shouldn't be doing things like that. It's basically stealing.
You know that much? How much digging did he do?
Oh, my brother went the full 9 yards for me. Honestly, I couldn't be more thankful to him. I already gathered all the evidence up, got all the statements in order, and then sent it off to your company.
No, you didn't. How could you?
I mean, with this, even Tracy is probably going to be leaving you. I mean, she's not even really part of the company. She was just some temp that they hired to fill out a contract.
You know that too?
Really? I can't believe that I had to spend 10 years of my life in a relationship with someone like you. But now that I'm finally going to be getting away from this relationship, I'm starting to feel much better. It's like I'm getting a second chance at life, and for that, I do want to thank you.
Please, oh wait, don't end like this. I'm gonna be ruined. I'm gonna lose everything. Please, help me, Samantha.
I can't help you. I mean, today is my divorcery after all. Following that conversation, Rick tried to call his company right away in order to make an excuse for all the charges that he had made to the company card. However, the evidence was completely against him, and he was immediately fired. As far as being fired goes, he actually took it a lot lighter than he really should have. He was later charged with embezzlement and fined for all the money that he had spent on his affair partner, and then some. The divorce went through, and along with half the bank account, I was able to keep the apartment for myself. While he was starting to rack up more and more debt, I was laying back and sitting comfortable on the couch. His mistress, Tracy, wasn't charged with anything, as it was all the work of Rick. However, following all of this, she left him as well. With no apartment to go back to, and no one by his side, he started to live a new, lonely life. After some time, I heard from some of our mutual friends that he tried to contact me to beg for forgiveness. However, since I've blocked him on literally everything, I didn't even get the message. I've been wanting to reinvent myself, live my own life away from stress, and away from people like Rick. I moved out of the old apartment, found a nice new place, and am really starting to enjoy my new single lifestyle. Oh, Elizabeth, I see that you came to the family gathering this time as well. I'm still amazed that you could even keep up at all with my family. Being a high school graduate surrounded by so many people with actual degrees must be so tiring. Well, I mean, this is my family home, so it's only natural that I am here, isn't it? Also, since I'm going to be out of town for a while because of work, I used it as a good opportunity to meet everyone. But what are you talking about, my family? You're the one that just joined this family. Why are you making it sound like I'm the outsider? Isn't that obvious? It's because I fit in so much more than you do. I mean, I'm a graduate from an Ivy League school, and this family is filled with people who have a good education. All except you. No matter who looks at it, it seems that you're the one that is the odd one out of this family. Whether I'm the odd one out or not, it's my family. But what you should probably know is that almost no one in my family even cares about educational background. Oh, the only person that doesn't care about educational background is you. I mean, deep down, everyone in the family looks down on you because of your low education. I can see it in their eyes. Yeah, that's not how things are in my family. I'll tell you that right now. Of course it is. I mean, aren't those pretty much your mom's exact words? She called you a good-for-nothing that couldn't get better than a high school education. She even said that she wished she had a daughter like me instead of you. So you're saying that my own mother told you that she would have rather had you as her kid instead of me? Did I scare you? That was just a little bluff. No, not even in the slightest. There's no way my mom would say something like that in the first place. Oh, running away from reality then, are we? Poor little Lizzie. I mean, you must be in quite a little bit of shock, realizing that everyone in your own family looks down on you. But I guess you can't help it, right? It's just a result of your negligence to work towards your own future. Seriously? I'm really starting to wonder why Tom would marry someone like you. How could he find someone whose personality was this vile? Not only that, but he brought that someone into the family? All I'm doing is telling you the truth. In the world today, education means everything. How long are you going to be running away from reality? Well, I mean, you're probably right about one thing. I might have been trying to run away from the reality where my brother chose a person like you to marry. Oh, dear sister-in-law, envy isn't a good color on you. No matter how much you try to hide it, I can tell that you are jealous of how after graduating from an Ivy League college, I got hired by ABC Inc. Oh, you got hired by ABC Inc., huh? That's the first time I'm hearing about that. You must be so excited. Amazing, right? Truth is, I'm still keeping it a secret from Tom and your mom. You see, I'm going to be doing a type of speech for the new hires. As a surprise to Tom and all them, I want to show them the photo of me at the ceremony. A photo of you at the ceremony? Well, I guess that would definitely be a surprise for them, wouldn't it? Oh, come on! That's not a very uplifting response. You should really hit the brakes on your jealous attitude. So, pretty much anything that I say is considered jealous or envious to you. You have a pretty interesting grasp on reality, don't you, Mary? I mean, really, are you not even the least bit embarrassed by how much you're trying to flaunt your high education in front of everyone? What you're doing is basically like someone who just keeps trying to wave their money in people's faces. Embarrassing! Not even close. I mean, having a higher education is the result of my own hard work. Why should anyone feel embarrassed about being proud of their achievements that they accomplished through hard work? Now, I'll give you it's amazing that you worked so hard to get into and through an Ivy League school. But do you really need to look down on everyone else who didn't do the same thing as you did? That's not fair. I don't look down on everyone that doesn't have an education. But I will look down on people like you who waste their own potential. I mean, you're just some spoiled child who never tried to apply themselves to be an actual benefit to society. Mary, you're getting way out of line here. Seriously? When are you going to stop with these strange jokes? Oh, why would I be joking? I'm just saying how I truly feel about my new sister-in-law. I mean, everything that I'm saying is actually for you. So why don't you please just take what I say at face value and learn from it? Wow. Honestly, comic book villains are more believable. I never would have thought that someone like you even existed. You really are a piece of work. Maybe if you submit yourself to an art museum, they'd even make you into an exhibit. I'm sorry. Was that supposed to be your pitiful excuse for a joke? With my higher education, I think I've grown beyond your simpleton-level jokes. Honestly, I don't even get how you would think that's funny. But now I have this daunting feeling that if I talk with you any longer, I'll eventually catch your stupidity. By the way, if you're gonna call me an idiot, especially to this extent, why don't you just act this way when there are other people around as well? Like, I'm pretty sure that even after this conversation, you'll just feign that nice smile again. Seriously, you're just hiding your true colors. It's just really uncool. Oh, please. You're hundreds of times more uncool than I am. So, it's okay if I just do a little show in front of everyone else. So don't worry, I'll make sure to act nice to you again next time we meet. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't.
So, I have a question. Did something happen between you and Mary?
What do you mean?
Well, it's like there's some strange aura between you two. I can't really describe it. That whole natural repellent personalities thing, is that like real?
Naturally repelling personalities. I mean, people aren't magnets. But yeah, a few things came up, and you could say that we kind of repel each other.
Really? But isn't she a great person? I mean, is there something about her that irks you or something?
Not really something that I don't like, but more of how she looks down so harshly on me.
Wow, Mary looks down on you? There's no way that she would do that. She's an extremely serious and hard worker. There's no way that she would look down on other people. I mean, you must have just read too much into something, right?
Read too much into it. Well, I guess if I did, then that would be for the best. But you've really fallen hard for her, haven't you, Tom? I mean, it hasn't even been half a year and you're already getting married.
Of course I love her. I mean, even if I wasn't expecting to get married so soon, but with how nice and earnest she is, I can't help but love her. You can't fake being this nice, which is why I believe that I have to marry her as soon as I can.
So that's how it is, huh? Well, I'll give you that it's a beautiful reason to get married.
I really am so happy, but I do love this girl, which is why I want you to really get along with her as well. Because, to me, there is no replacing either of you. Seeing you two not getting along just breaks my heart. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'd really like you two to like each other.
No, you don't have to apologize. I mean, of course you'd like for us to get along. It's just, I think that it'd be better if you fully understood what type of person she was before actually tying the knot.
It's fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a good eye for people and how they act. But if there is anything that happens between you two, please don't hesitate to talk to me about it. Me and her are on the same wavelength, so pretty much no matter what I tell her, she is guaranteed to understand. So if there is something that you can't really say directly to Mary, then you can just tell it to her through me.
Well, if you're gonna go that far, then I'll make sure to count on you when the time comes. But please be careful, Tom. You were always someone who's been optimistic to a fault. I'd hate for you to miss something important.
Don't worry about it. Thanks for trying to look out for me, though.
Yeah, but as your sister, the only thing that I want is your happiness. So, as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Hey, Liz, something wrong? Did you oversleep, get stuck in traffic, or something come up?
Huh? What's wrong? Why would something be wrong?
Something wrong? Of course something is wrong. Today is my wedding day, and my big sister hasn't even arrived yet. I mean, everyone is already gathered up in the waiting area. You're the only one that's not here yet.
What? Wedding? What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? You read the wedding invitation, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was sent to you. Well, if you ended up forgetting the date, I guess it can't be helped too much. You seem like you've been awfully busy at work lately.
No, it's nothing like that. I mean, I have the wedding invitation, but my invitation has the wedding date set for next week. This is so strange. I did snap a picture of the invitation to have as a keepsake. I'll go ahead and send it in a second.
Wow, you're right. What's going on here? I mean, all the other wedding invitations have all the right information, but yours is the only one with dates which are completely off. Not only that, but the address for the actual ceremony is complete nonsense. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. What could have happened?
Well, I do have a theory. However, I don't think that you're gonna like it. I think that the culprit behind all this is none other than Mary. I think that she changed the date and location on my wedding invitation.
What, Mary? Why would you think that she did it?
Well, I mean, just think about it. The people who actually sent the wedding invitations are you and Mary, right? If you don't remember sending a strange invitation, then that just leaves one other person.
Well, I mean, it just could be a misprint, right? It's not like there has to be any ill intent or anything to it.
I mean, if the letters were smudged together or something, then yeah, sure, it could be a misprint. But think about it. The dates and the location are completely different. Something that far off can only be explained by the person printing the thing doing it intentionally.
I mean, we did make and send them off together. It was a little strange when she said that she wanted to write you a personal message in the invitation. But why would she do something like this?
All right, I think it's best that I go ahead and talk to Mary on my end. There's quite a few things that I think I need to tell her directly anyway.
Wait, why? Why are you going to talk to her directly? What's going on here, Liz?
All right, Mary, what's going on here? Oh, Lizzie, I've been looking all over for you. I mean, really, today is my and Tom's wedding day. Where on earth could you have gone? You can drop the little act. More than that, though, are you going to be all right for today? Huh? What are you going on about? But more than that, please tell me. Why haven't you come to the wedding yet? Is something wrong? I mean, it's me and Tom's wedding day. It'd be so mean if you didn't even show up. What about you? You're going to be missing the first day at the company. Wait, what do you mean? First day at the company? Today is ABC Inc.'s opening day for their new employees. But with the wedding, I'm assuming that means you won't be making it. I mean, it's about to start. Don't you have a speech or something that you have to do? No, that's not today. Why would that be today? You're right. I just checked and the new employee ceremony is today. What am I gonna do? I'm already dressed and ready for the wedding. Seriously? Having the day for your new job and your wedding on the same day? What kind of mistake is that? I was so caught up in planning the days themselves that I completely forgot to make sure to check the dates. What am I gonna do? I need that job, but I can't miss the wedding. What do I do? Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I know you must be about ready to break from the anxiety. But this is a pretty bad situation. I hope you know how to handle it. All right, I've decided. I'm gonna rush down to the company and participate in the ceremony. Head to the company? What about your wedding? I mean, even if you leave now, I don't think you're gonna make it in time. You're not gonna respond? Or is it that you're just in that much of a rush? You should really reconsider, Mary.
So, you're telling me that Mary has been saying all of these things? Like, the whole time?
Yeah, exactly. I went and decided to screenshot all of the things that she was saying to me, just in case I needed it for some type of evidence. I mean, it was pretty hard to believe that she would say all of those things at first, so I also kind of saved them to make sure I wasn't in a weird dream.
But why didn't you tell me about any of this? You should have told me about this right away, Liz.
I was thinking about it, but you were just so crazy about her. Honestly, I thought telling you would have done more harm than good. So, I decided to just keep it close to the chest, thinking that it would be best for everyone. But if all this was going to come to light on your wedding day, I think I really should have told you sooner.
Yeah, I mean, please tell me stuff like this faster, Liz. If you had told me about this, it would have never gotten to this point.
Yeah, sorry about that, Tom. The only thing that I wanted was for you to be happy. I don't think there is anyone quite as pure and hardworking as you, Tom. So I was hoping you could eventually find true happiness with her. Because even if me and her didn't get along, at least she made you happy. But now that things have turned out this way, I can see that I've made a grave mistake. So I'm really sorry about all of this.
Don't apologize. Honestly, you don't have anything to apologize for. It's not like you've been forcing her to say these things after all. I mean, I'm seriously thankful for all the things that you've done for me. You've always been there for me.
Oh, please. You're the one who helped me out when I was really down and out. I'm just returning the favor is all. But more on that some other time. Right now, you're kind of dealing with a very strange situation.
Yeah, about that. It seems Mary had taken off her wedding dress, then had thrown it down somewhere. Do you know anything about this?
Well, I guess in the end, she chose her new job over the wedding. Oh, by the way, if you don't already know, Mary's new job is going to be at ABC Inc.
Her new job?
Yeah, she even has a speech that she's going to make as one of the new staff. She even started talking about how she was going to use a photo of her during the speech as a surprise for you and Mom.
ABC Inc., huh? That's some crazy coincidence. But seriously, the wedding is about to start, and now there isn't even a bride. What am I going to do from here?
Well, I'm sure that you'll find someone better in the future. So just try and cheer up, Tom. Sorry, I'd love to chat more, but I have to participate in this ceremony. I'll talk to you again as soon as it's over.
Right, but really, I must not have a good eye for people.
You got that right. Please, let me in. I even went as far as slipping out of my own wedding to be here. Let me in on the ceremony. Like I already told you, I can't do that. It's already started and no one else is allowed to come in. Please just give up and go home. More than that, why are you at the ceremony? Are you someone's guest or something? No, I'm here because I work here. What? Yeah, and if you officially start working, then I'll be your boss. I guess you can call that my surprise for you. What? Wait, why? You'd be my boss? What are you talking about? Hard to believe. Maybe it's because I'm just a poorly educated fool, right? I mean, you're not exactly wrong. Right after high school, I pretty much did nothing with my life. I pretty much just went from dead-end job to dead-end job, just living my life day by day with no real goals. But Tom always believed in me and constantly convinced me to keep studying. Because of Tom, I was able to get myself back on my feet and through my hard work get hired at ABC. Honestly, I'm trying to work as hard as I can here. So, that's how it was. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, if I knew all of that, then I never would have been as rude as I was. I'm guessing this is just the fake side of your personality. Trying to flatter your superiors, all the while looking down on everyone else. Honestly, if I had to choose one, I kind of wish that you were honest with yourself and treated everyone like you did me. Well, no, that's not what I'm doing. But that's just whatever. I'll make sure to tell HR about our previous conversation and what you said to me. Though if I tell them that, I can't imagine it'd be completely out of the question that you get fired. Wait, please just wait. I even left my own wedding. Please, could you find it in your heart to forgive me? Please don't report me to HR. Yeah, wow. Tom is still in quite a bit of shock. You know that, right? Not only that, but it's all your fault. You decided to send a fake wedding invitation to your own soon-to-be sister-in-law. Then, because you went ahead and scheduled both your wedding and the starting date of your new job on the same day, you cancel your wedding? But more than anything, I feel really bad for Tom. He was really looking forward to the wedding. No, that's not what I was trying to do at all. In the end, you don't actually love Tom, do you? The only thing you were actually obsessed with was his status. Rather than marrying Tom for him, you want to marry him and use him like he's some status symbol or something. All you really care about is yourself, which is why you put your job above your own wedding ceremony. Am I wrong? No, that's not it. No, that's exactly it, you good-for-nothing trash. Tom really loved you. He thought the world of you. And you went ahead and stepped all over those feelings. Don't you dare go near Tom again. He's my precious little brother, my dear family. I'll give up on the job and return to the wedding hall. You're going to return to the wedding hall. After all of this, you left him at the altar over an hour ago. How is it that you even think it's still going to happen? Everyone has already left. There is no wedding to go back to. Everybody already left from the wedding? Are you serious? If you decided to just stay at the wedding, you'd at least have a chance to be married by now. But now look at you. Now you don't have a job or a husband. You had a choice, and you made the only one that guarantees you lose both. No, Tom isn't even answering any of my calls. What am I gonna do? Oh well, you're probably gonna be stuck with the bill for canceling the wedding, so I think it'd be best to start preparing for that. As for me, I have to get back to the ceremony. Have a nice life. Tom, he'll forgive me. He's so nice. He'd never abandon me. He'd be on my side no matter what. Really? I don't know about that. But even if you tried, I'll let you know now. I already showed Tom all of the text messages that you sent to me. The egotistical showboating about your education, how much you look down on others, and your general true colors. But even if by some miracle he chooses to even talk to you and be tricked by you again, I will do everything in my power to protect him. Why? Why did this happen to me? After the conversation, Mary had decided to actually return to the wedding ceremony. However, when she arrived, there was no one to greet her. Everyone had already left, and she was all alone. She continued to try and contact Tom, but never received any response. She had even eventually gone to her parents' house to see if she could talk to him. However, when she arrived, the only thing that she received was a big bill for the wedding and its cancellation fee. Honestly, I wish I could have seen it. It seems that Tom didn't even say any words, just slapped down the bill and left her on the porch. As for the job that she was so excited about starting, she'd eventually come in to try and explain her absence at the ceremony. However, someone so belligerent towards others, especially just because of an educational background, isn't someone that I would like to have on my team. In the end, Mary was refused by Tom, my family, and even my company. However, that wasn't the end for Mary. Even her family had been fairly disappointed with their actions during the wedding. Following the aftermath of the botched wedding, Tom talked with her parents, explaining the situation, letting them know all the details that I had told him. With everything being revealed, even her parents had wanted to put some distance between themselves and their daughter. With the shock of being refused by even her own parents, she then eventually decided to leave the city and live somewhere far away. I heard that she's living on her own in a small apartment somewhere. Even someone who wasn't so obsessed with their personal status would find it hard not to be discouraged after something like this. But she had dug her own grave. Everything that has happened to her is a direct result of her own vile personality. If anything, I hope that she truly reflects upon her actions and eventually turns out better. As for Tom, as one would expect, even after knowing the truth about his ex-fiancée, he was still feeling pretty down after being left at the altar. Since then, he's been going through the routine of working and spending more and more time with her parents, trying to recover from the break. But as his big sister, I think that it's my duty to help cheer him up, which is why I've been hanging around him pretty much every day. Much to my relief, he's actually gotten a lot better recently and has really started to return to his old self. But I'll never forgive anyone that hurts my little brother as much as Mary did. I'm gonna learn from this and make sure that I properly protect my brother from now on. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.